As perhaps the world's most recognisable brand, Coca-Cola probably requires no introduction at all. But our next speaker does. Here to discuss how Coca-Cola supports its global sustainability commitments through local action, please welcome Public Affairs, Communications and Sustainability Director for Coca-Cola ASEAN, Belinda Ford.
Hi everybody, good to see you. Thank you very much to the Plasticity organisers for inviting us here today. This is my second Plasticity event, a much more formal setting than the last one that I attended in KL, but I think we've participated in about 5 in the region. But thank you, this is a great turnout today and looking forward to the discussion. My slides back. So we know the world has a packaging problem and our vision is to be part of that solution. You may or may not be familiar with the global goal that we set last year, a very ambitious goal, but one that we are fully committed to as a company, which was the aim to collect and recycle the equivalent of every bottle or can that we sell globally. It's a huge undertaking and one that has involved our entire business in trying to solve this across the value chain. And the work that you just saw from GA Circular is our intention to close the circle in ASEAN. So I know we have a semicircle sitting here today. Hopefully this report helps to close that circle out for all of the members of the PET industry. The intention of this report was to establish the baseline for PET collection and recovery in Southeast Asia, and then to establish what the actions that both industry and government could take to develop a circular economy for post-consumer PET in this region. Our intention with the report was for it to be public. There's no point in developing solutions if no one's aware of them, and to build consensus and drive momentum and speed in the execution of these recommendations. This report, as GA Circular has just mentioned, is available publicly from today. Please do download it and review it. We welcome your comments and feedback and further development on these recommendations. There's questions on how Coca-Cola is responding to the commitments in this report. As a company, we're fully committed to implementing GA Circular's recommendations for our business, and we've embarked on that in the last year in ASEAN, and I wanted to share with you just briefly some of the highlights of some of the work that's going on. I left my PET bottle on my desk there, but my colleague Stuart has it to show. But I'll show it to you in a second. So from the way we've approached this as a company is to look at it from 3 specific pillars. The first is around design. So how do we design our packaging to be as recyclable as possible, as recycle friendly as possible, and to reduce our use of virgin material. So our global commitment was to have all of our packaging be 100% recyclable. I'm pleased to say that in ASEAN we've hit 99% in terms of recyclability. Our other goal was to have at least 50% recycled content in all of our packaging, and we're well on the way to that with aluminium and glass. PET, we have a longer journey to go. But I'm here to show you the first 100% recycled PET bottle that we launched in the Philippines this year, which is the first in the Philippines. That's 100% recycled plastic, and that's in market now. So as GA Circular was talking about, we need to make sure that the demand for the material is there as well, and that's what we're committed to do across ASEAN. So here are just a couple of examples for you. The first bottle is in Australia. That's the whole of the Coke brand using 100% recycled packaging for our single-serve products in Australia. And the second one is in the Philippines that I mentioned. So it's a bigger picture of the one I have here. We have more examples of that coming up in Southeast Asia, which you will see and be aware of in each of your markets. But this requires a number of changes that we see. So we need changes from a policy perspective. Not in all markets is recycled PET allowed to be used for food-grade packaging. There are really firm safety standards for it established by the EU and the US. It's a matter of ensuring that those safety standards are translated to an ASEAN context, and we have the right policies and supportive policies in place to make this possible. From a collection perspective, this is by far the largest challenge for us. As I mentioned, we are committed to helping to recover and recycle 1 bottle or can for every single one we sell in the region. And we recognize that there is no way that we can do this on our own. So, working together with GA Circular and our other industry partners, we have been forming alliances across Southeast Asia to work on collective solutions. And some of those are in more advanced stages than others. You may recently have seen the news in Vietnam, where we've established a packaging recovery organization together with 14 other companies that are looking at supporting the value chain across recycled PET, aluminium, Tetra, and HDPE, I think is the other material. So across all of those 4 materials and ensuring that the value chain for those materials is adequately supported. Equally, we have alliances in praise in Indonesia, palms in the Philippines, and others forming across the region. So industry is pulling together on combined solutions, and the work with GA Circular has really helped to galvanize that. And then finally on partnership. There is a big role to be done on inspiration and behavior change, which GA Circular referenced, but there as a major player and brand have a role to play in this. And we've established partnerships across the region that are focused on building positivity, behavior change, and also bringing in funding to this critical area. So you're going to hear from Circulate Capital this afternoon. Coca-Cola has invested $15 million with Circulate Capital to help crowd in funding for recycling and infrastructure in the region. But in addition to that, we have partnerships with others such as the Global Plastic Action Partnership, Ocean Conservancy, WWF, and others across the region, from everything to beach cleanups to behavior change campaigns to you name it. So we're open for partnership and collective solutions, and we'll continue to work on those with you. So that's a brief snapshot. I only had 10 minutes to give you everything that was going on, but there's an awful lot of work going around the region and a lot of commitment and a focus on solutions. So please do download the report, give us your feedback, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.